Hello everyone and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we've got another match of the Link to the Past randomizer Alt Dungeons Keysanity tournament here. We've got a brackets round 2 match between RadicalSniper99 and Telethar. This is game 1 between the two runners. I'm sorry, and our two comps today are Rick and Zeke. Take it away here.
Thank you, Star.
Yes, thank you indeed, Star. Welcome here to Alt Dungeons Keysanity. We are here with this match between Radical Sniper and also Telethar. And this is the Alt Dungeons Keysanity tournament, which means these two runners will be going with a various mode of Alt Dungeons Keysanity, but we don't know exactly which one it's going to be until you tell us what it's going to be.
Until I tell us?
Yeah, you tell us.
Well, it's Alt Dungeons Keysanity, regardless, because so all dungeons must be done, including Aga Tower, and the keys are shuffled. That said, today we're starting in a standard start, so we'll have to go through the standard escape sequence. And we start with boots.
Yay! Looks like we're going all spicy here with this match.
Going to shout out Star one more time. On top of handling the restream day, she's also our tracker. So yeah, she's doing a lot of hard work. Everybody thank her right now.
Thank you. We'll get this thing going in just a moment.
So what do you happen to know what round we're in? I don't. Let me go look.
This would be the brackets round number 2, according to what it says right here. However, what did these two runners do in round number 1? I guess I'm going to have to find that information out as well. I'm so out of the loop here. You know, this is one of those cases where there's multiple tournaments that are going on as well, so
I'm going to go find out, look at the bracket, see how these two got here while we're waiting.
that sounds pretty good as we are nearly set up for these two runners to begin.
They're about off, but Telethar raced the lane to get here into this round of, I want to say 32, while RadicalSniper99 raced Darity Peels. So, but it looks like we're about to be off. I believe our timer says 10 seconds.
Alright, well, you said this is standard, right?
I did, and what does that mean?
That means we get to start here at Link's house. And
No, Uncle. We're not in go mode yet.
And the question is, what are we getting from the Uncle?
Well, we like that item.
Because that's going to speed things up even more.
So, Uncle is guaranteed to give us a weapon. Now, what all qualifies as weapons? Swords? Hammers? Fire rods?
Here we go.
How about a sword?
Oh,
Welcome back to the casual boots 80 keys.
yes, indeed. So we got a sword. That's good. Fine. We got our first key of the seed. It's Misery Mire.
Misery Mire small key. We like having one of those.
Yeah, they're what you consider convenience keys.
It's just having the first one makes everything convenient. The next two just
Yeah.
tell you you can do stuff you don't want to do.
So, in one of these, we're guaranteed to get the Hyrule Castle small key.
Somewhere in the next 4 checks, yeah.
Will it be this first one? Nope. But there's bombs for Kakariko Village, because why not? We're just making this easy for everyone.
Yeah, I was gonna say, That'd be really nice if we didn't start with boots. Because that'd take out the looking for bombs that standard tends to bring.
And just kill a bunch of things and hope you get bombs.
Full magic. So
There's our key.
there's the key, yeah. You know, normally you don't like to see the phrase, "This is a small key to this dungeon." But honestly, if you didn't get that message here, something would be wrong.
What do you mean something would be wrong?
Well, that'd mean we wouldn't have a key.
And the problem with that is?
We kind of need that key to get through escape.
Just take Zelda outdoors.
It's raining, Rick! We'd get her dress wet. Do we want that?
And because we had the mirror, we can instantly go right to the door and start things all over without having to go through all those rooms again. This is why this escape sequence is going to be so fast.
You love seeing... I know you love it, and I know I love it, but you just love seeing a mirror in your standard escapes.
It just makes not having to backtrack through however many rooms that is. You can eliminate that out of your life.
Yeah. Also, it's really fun to see that, like, sub 5 minute escape.
I know, right? If you have a 6-minute escape with a mirror and boots, things happen.
You're playing Enemizer.
Yeah, and there's a roller in the Dark Cross.
Telethar's pushing for 4.
I don't think he's going to get it.
Oh, I don't think so. He'll get, like, a low 4, but this is going to be a really fast escape for Telethar.
Yeah, probably 4 1/4, but... Hookshot. How about we give ourselves some more good items? How about the GT Big? Because that's not going to be in GT guaranteed.
Yeah, you see, this isn't the main term. We don't guarantee our big keys in GT.
But it's fun watching people go through GT trying to hunt down a big key. We may still have to do that. All right, he just blew the 415 because he couldn't pull that switch.
Do you know how many times I've blown my escape doing that exact same thing?
17.
Correct.
All right, we are now complete here through Hyrule Castle. Because we have boots, the bonk rocks are going to be acceptable for us to check. And then off to the village.
So have you ever forgotten picking up bonk rocks with boots before?
Yes. It
Okay.
feels miserable because there's not going to be the Compass to Thieves Town there. It's going to be something you need.
Like the Compass to Thieves Town.
No, I'm talking something you really need, like a bow, an ice rod, something you're going to hate yourself for that you didn't get there when you had the chance to check bonk rocks.
Look, I have trouble counting to 8.
How did you get to 17 then?
Isn't 17 after 3?
Maybe. That's a book. That's a book.
You mean we have to kill the wizard without being able to read? He has
Um,
locked away literacy for the kingdom?
Yes. We don't need those arrows, and we're opting not to grab that piece of heart either.
I mean, that's a really slow piece of heart to pick up.
And what does that book tell us about the, anything to do with this seed? It tells us nothing!
No, that
Except-
book is there to linger in your mind all seed.
All that book does is tells us that an Agate Tower small key cannot be on the tablets. That's all it does!
I mean, that's reassuring, to be honest, but... You hate having to go back for tablets looking for keys when you find a late book.
Yeah, for certain. And
Don't worry,
speaking
one of them's right
Castle
there.
Towers, speaking of Castle Towers, we got one of them right there.
I was very
And
happy the
also
second
a
one
s-
just to drive us crazy.
And also a second Meyer key.
So that gives us a lot of keys for Meyer.
If we find a third key from Meyer, then we have some very, very critical thinking to do.
I didn't know you could spin a speed off of that.
Apparently you can. Just like you can leaving Thieves Town for some ability, I guess.
Apparently, that one little half tile counts as stairs.
Yes, it does. Telethar showing us all the tricks now.
I mean, Radical Sniper showed us that trick too, so...
Ganon's Tower, and also the map to Desert, our first Light World map.
We did see a Dark World map.
Yes, we did.
I believe it was Palace of Darkness.
I thought it was Swamp.
Speaking
That
of
is a
Palace of
pod key,
Darkness...
though. You know those 3 bombs we got early in the escape sequence turns out to be pretty needed.
Yeah, there was absolutely no bombs along the way, were there?
Yep. So both runners have 0 bombs right now.
Yeah, but you know what that 50 rupee gives us?
The ability to buy more bombs.
Mm-hmm.
A nice palace small, another convenience key.
There are some key dungeons where the first small key is a convenience. Palace of Darkness is not one of them.
Yeah, you know, you probably should use that key on the door. I didn't in my All Dungeons Keysanity tournament race, and there's a reason why I'm here commentating as opposed to being in brackets. Hey,
see,
it's a big key.
You see, I'm here commentating because I want to call this race between these two fantastic players.
Okay, well, I'm here to do that too, but there's a reason why I'm available to do commentary as opposed to playing races. I do like the blind check and Keysanity modes that Telethar is doing here.
I mean, especially when you have the boots already to bump the wall.
And the same thing here that Jesse is doing as well. And it turns out to be a small key. Is this a key we need? It turns out to be a small key to Skull Woods. Another one of those convenience keys, but now that's 2 for Skull Woods.
I mean, even the second one's a convenient. Honestly, I don't mind having more than one Skullwood small show up. That just makes it easier and easier to go through the back of the dungeon.
Right. Skullwood's keys, though, still are in that convenience key territory, though.
It's true.
And we get ourselves a Thieves Town Small. Now, that's a key that's a lot of relaxation in the mind.
That depends. Do we have a hammer yet?
We don't, but at least when we have a hammer and we go into Thieves Town, we have the big key to that dungeon. We're not sitting there worried about putting something behind in that big chest that you have to go back to get later on.
Alright, counterpoint. That also allows the hammer to be unblind.
Well, yes, it does, and then the mitts will be in the big chest, and then you sit there screaming still.
That sounds like a story from experience.
Yes, I do believe that was me versus Vortex of Doom, week number 1. I don't think the hammer was on blind, but the mitts were in the big chest. And we get the big key to the Palace of Darkness.
Skullwood. We've mentioned convenience keys a lot. Skullwoods is another case. Is a case where both sizes of key are convenience.
Yes, they are.
I think it's the only one we can say that on.
That's right, because Swamp's big key is a convenience key, but that small you need. because we're playing all Dungeons Keysanity, we know we need that key at some point. That mini Moldorm rather is trying really hard on Telethar's patience.
It was really kind of funny.
Flippers. Money.
We have a lot of Dark World info.
And now
Flippers
we're closer to the Dark World access.
Can I just point out we got both methods of getting to Zora in the same room?
That might mean something.
Hopefully it doesn't, because look at their money.
Right. That's what I was about to say. However, in order to explore what Zora has for us, we kind of need another 426 rupees if you're Telethar, 410 if you're a Radical Sniper.
I think that was a stun prize check at the last possible moment.
It was 10 arrows, the stun prize. Key to Samaria in the Ice Rod chest.
We like having those items that we like to see.
Why do you like seeing it?
I mean, for one, it's my favorite item in the game.
So what makes it your favorite item in the game?
And for two, it's kind of required to beat the game.
Well, true. As we see the single arrow on the island.
And to answer, I've always liked the thought of this item where its only purpose was to create a block to hold down switches.
Or to ride on.
To be fair, I didn't play Link to the Past when I first encountered Camp Samari. I played Oracle of Ages where its only purpose was to create a block. So...
Well, that's true.
So imagine my happy surprise when I got to visit Link to the Past later and found that it was in Link to the Past.
And it does more.
Mm-hmm. And it lets you do some really funny things to the game, too. Things that we won't get to see because they're not legal for racing.
Ah, some of those glitches you're talking about.
So yeah, I really like the Camp Samari. As we find nothing in this waterfall ferry.
Just 10% of your Zora prize money there. Still 376 rupees away, and that 20 is not going to get you any closer.
We'd only need like another 19 of those 20s.
And so here's the problem with what both of these runners have done. This is kind of puts it where Zora is a orphan square for now.
They have another chance once they get to the Dark World.
That's if they can get to the Dark World.
Yes. Now, if our Dark World access is a hammer on Zora, we got a problem.
A little bit of a divergence for both of these runners as we find out, oh gosh, no. Turtle Rock is our green pendant. There's our mitts.
Those are our mitts.
So there's our Dark World access.
That's not good for a Radical Sniper.
For multiple reasons.
He would actually rather have those mitts going up this mountain right now.
Bingo. That's part of the reason right there.
I mean, that's the only reason I was thinking of here. So, because eventually he'll be taken over there.
I'm also thinking in the direction of if he finds something that is out of the way. As we get the shovel out of logic.
The old man can dig the fact that he got saved. That was so forced.
There's a key up on the spectacle rock. There's a heart piece there.
We won't be seeing them go in for that heart piece.
I mean, we didn't see Jesse go to get that heart piece at the mushroom spot, so...
I mean, neither did Telethar.
Exactly. And this is the small key to Turtle Rock. So
we like having 3 of those.
let me explain what the issue is here in regards to the whole. We have found out that Turtle Rock is our green pendant. You know, there's this needle that's in a haystack. People like to call about the Agate Tower Smalls. There's another one.
You see, there's this thing that we call the Agate Tower Smalls. We call them 2 of the 3 ice rods.
And why do we call it that?
Because they can be anywhere, as we find a flute. Yeah. We call it that because the Agate Tower Smalls can be anywhere except for, on Lumberjack, basically. This is notable because the Ice Rod can be anywhere except on Trinex, or behind the dungeon of Trinex. So we now know that there are 2 guaranteed locations. Three guaranteed locations our Ice Rod is not.
Correct.
It's not on Trinex, on Saha, or on Pedestal. It can be anywhere else in the game right now.
For instance, one of those tablets.
Sniper can get the flute. It's in the light world, so.
Yes, it is. He's not going to be barred from being able to get that. It's these next 6 checks that he's not going to be able to get.
Well, luckily the first 2 aren't anything.
Hera is
the
a pendant.
First pendant.
Also, we may have access to part of this Turtle Rock already.
With what hammer?
We may not have access to Turtle Rock at this point. Oh, dead rocked. In a bad way.
Telethar stuck.
Yep. Gotta love those dead rocks.
No, you don't. But I think they rock. That's our 4th map in the Dark World.
And that's the big key.
Tower
Oh no! Oh no!
That's the only thing we've found over here.
This is interesting.
This is about to get really interesting. Because,
Yes, it is. Because Telethar is going right straight for the Hera now. And if there's something in that big chest, well, yeah, Jesse's already done that dungeon. He's got 0 ambitions to return at this point.
So... That said, there's one place that Telethar hasn't been, but he'll probably... Actually, he would have to go the long way around to get to it right now.
And what is that?
Your favorite cave in the game.
What cave is that?
Where is Jesse right now?
I've never seen this place before in my life. Zeke, what is this place?
And... Okay, it's nothing.
What was that place?
I don't know. Never seen it. Oh, no!
To think that this race could have just changed on the dime from a decision 12 minutes in, we could be looking at it right now.
That really depends on if there's another bow available early.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if it were here on the shovel, that'd be fun. It started with the letter B.
Well, there's the letter B and O in there, but there's no W.
No.
Ooh, Telethar almost falling off.
I mean, this is not a fun fight to have to do.
Yeah, this is vanilla. Except for you don't have a Cane of Burna to help you out with that sixth and final hit. And Jesse's getting ready to check the kid and also activate the flute.
Any shovel, bottle check, flute, makes sense to route that way.
Yeah.
And honestly, at this point, you're routing over to get your mitts, and you're going to not feel good.
As the duck has been activated. And wonder if this will be his time to flute to 5. Yes, it is.
There's not a lot left.
And you won't be able to see it, but we will here in the commentary booth. Jesse's probably not going to have a good reaction to getting that Titan's mitts.
Yeah. He does have a face cam on his stream, so...
Yep, and for those of you who don't get to see the face cam, he just shook his head very, very little. But you can tell he's not happy with that.
He's very good at controlling his facial expressions. So... And he is directly to my region. We have one medallion. And on the entry are the other 2.
It's the way this game normally works. There's the map to Skull Woods. We know 2 of our 3 pendants at this point.
We can dive into Desert Palace. For 2 items, but...
I like the double take right there by Jesse. As we find the big key to Eastern in Skull Woods.
That's
I like
just
the
even
double
more
take,
good things for
though.
Telethar here.
Yeah, I do like the double take though there from Jesse, just debating whether or not he wanted to actually grab that blue mail.
It's not the most out of the way one, but I understand one. I understand that he respects Telethar is a very, very terrifyingly strong opponent.
Yeah, and this is one of the ones where you want to save your frames.
I was about to be very mad because I do struggle seeing which one it is in the game feed.
Ice Rod, yeah.
I'm so glad for the tracker popping up automatically because that told me it was the Ice Rod and I didn't have to be mad.
Sometimes, depending on the pickup of the game feed, that red and blue could look a little interesting.
I want to say that's our
I'm also
fourth
glad
known
to
mod spell.
And I'm also glad to see the Ice Rod, by the way, because that can't be in GT now.
Well, I mean, it could have been in GT.
Right, but now it can't. It's not going to be in GT.
Yeah,
that's
because
a load
it's in
off our
inventory.
mind. I'm not convinced. Until Telethar uses that Ice Rod, I'm not convinced.
It could be a while.
So, taking a look at what we have, we do see a C here for Skull Wood, so it is one of our crystals.
We also have a lot of items in our inventory for 26 minutes in.
Yes and no.
I didn't say we had a lot of keys.
I mean, we're still missing a hammer. We don't have a fire rod or a lamp. Obviously, the keys are a different story here.
We have a hammer.
Oh, boy.
You love that hammer location, right?
At least it's in the first 4.
I did joke that the hammer would be in Thieves' Town. I just didn't expect it to be the front. I made the joke about it being in the back.
You said about it being on blind.
Which would be in the back. Hey, look, we have green 20.
Yeah. Why do we have a green 20?
Well, the randomizer replaces any starting items we have with green 20s. We had one starting item in this game. So, what was that green 20 placement, Rick?
The sword?
That was on Uncle.
3 bombs?
You want to take one more guess?
The mirror?
That's right. It was, in fact, the Pegasus boots.
Yeah, I mean, that was the game. That was the item we guaranteed started with.
That's our third Myers
3.
call. Well, at least now we know left side Myers and logic.
Yeah, if only we had a fire device to actually use it.
If only we had a Quake medallion to open the door.
Details, details.
Another convenience key.
GG3. So how do you dig? Do you dig making a shape? Do you dig in a pattern? Or do you just make random holes?
I used to dig patterns. I sometimes take a page out of Fred's book and dig high.
Big key located here to desert.
As we get a couple of raids today, Vix Rider and Scottish Brave with a big raid.
Yeah, let's welcome in those who are watching that Cross Keys match that Scottish Brave was restreaming, which featured Vix Rider. Hey, we're getting a breadsmith check.
I mean, you know my thoughts on doing the smiths when you have the option to do them as you're going south.
Put them off as long as possible, then cry when they have something?
Yes, correct.
No, that's my style.
So, it's unsurprising to see this done now because, honestly, it's actually one of the most efficient ways to do it.
Yeah. And we also welcome in those who are watching Zelda Speedruns 3 coming on in.
If we get a swamp small along the way, we could pretty much full clear Swamp Palace.
That's a good feeling, isn't it?
Which is why Swamp Palace Small Key is going to be in TR.
Now, that'll be our other pendant, and I'll be in GT. And Thieves Town is going to be a crystal as well, per the C that's up on Radical Sniper's screen. I hate when
the bush guards show up.
Yeah, those 50-50 bush guards are rude.
And Telethar checking the shovel here now. We know it's 3 bombs because Jesse checked that earlier. And welcome in Zelda Speedruns 3 as well. I believe they had an NMG League race, if I remember correctly. So,
a lot of fancy racing going on this Sunday.
It's the weekend. Everybody likes to race on the weekend, don't you?
Yes. It's the best time to race.
The small key to the Tower of Hera.
Key to the Tower of Hera, for certain. And there's our lamp.
Hey, we have fire now.
Yes, we can do something with that left side of Meyer when we finally get the Quake Medallion to get ourselves in. See, I'm learning. I'm learning.
We can also actually do Hera Basement with that small key we just got. Not that we want to.
The Hera Small is actually somewhat decent news when Jesse gets there. Because I'll give him a reason to get back to Hera Big Chest when he gets that big key.
Yeah, he'll be able to combine the two together.
And how often did the game put something in Hera Basement?
Never.
Keep believing that one.
I like how both of us just take every question we ask and answer incorrectly.
It's what makes us good commentators. Or commentators.
Did you just call us commentarists?
No. I just didn't complete the sentence.
Okay. I'm loving this blue male just getting to sit there.
Yep, I don't want this blue mail. It can just stay there. In Telethar, with his right order here to how he routed things here, is going to now be able to finish this desert as long as he can push the block.
I mean, pushing blocks is hard.
It is, as you just saw. We also do see that this is a crystal dungeon.
At some point, I would have hoped that we could have got a map check, but it's not looking likely.
The only reason why we care about a map check at this point is whether or not we have 5-6. I mean, you gotta do all the dungeons anyway, so...
Don't you love getting fused with the red Igor as the scene opens?
Yep. Always nice to be losing 2 hearts. No waiting. Oh, by the way, he's using the ice rod.
Isn't this the way developers intended you to do this?
Yes. Which is why it's a hospital that tells you about something neat over in the cave east of Lake Hylia. Check it out.
Do you know how long it's been since I've played the vanilla game in English?
5 years.
Something like that, actually. You're actually pretty close.
That's the last time I played it.
Landmola's had 3 bombs.
Landmola's had something we didn't get excited about.
We were too busy talking about, you know, normal
Sword
things
upgrade.
like Master Swords.
No, we're just shooting the breeze here on this Sunday.
That's why I asked you to join me.
Absolutely. So how you doing today?
Well, we're calling a fun race here between good people.
Yes.
They're both very good runners.
Yes, they are.
So I think everybody should go follow these runners.
Absolutely. You probably should. As Jesse's going to follow what he feels are the breadcrumbs into Swamp Palace. We did not see Telethar check this first chest. And we know that Swamp Small can sometimes be vanilla and you hate it. This time it's just a heart container.
It's not a vanilla Swamp Small. I mean, admittedly, Star, you were going to commentate until I found Rick to come do this for me. It didn't take much talking you into it.
Yeah,
Sundays with Rick should be a weekly thing on Twitch.
Yeah, there's definitely some very, very little persuasion going on. Hey, there's the other male upgrade.
And there goes the other male upgrade.
All right, so how many keys did we enter here? We entered with 3. So the back is in logic.
Yeah, I don't think the back is in logic. Because we have the bow and the hammer, we can get to the boss door.
Okay, true.
So I think the back is actually still locked behind 1.
Well, then we're just going to find the key to this dungeon. I know in cross... Hey, Ether! That's interesting.
Ether medallion on catfish. That's kind of isolated.
That's a spicy one. And what do we need Ether for? Well, Jesse doesn't know what we need it for, but we do know, and Telethar does know, that we need it for Turtle Rock access.
Mm-hmm.
And we get a compass to GT as a result of the Zora play. And also Telethar playing this out, going to the boss first here.
I mean, you have to kill the boss. You cannot get around the fact you need to kill Helma. So... Jesse can enter TR.
Yes, he can.
Telethar having a little trouble here with these turtles.
And how many keys to Turtle Rock do we have?
1, I think. If I'm reading the little tiny green number or the little tiny white number on his personal tracker, it looks like it says 1.
To Turtle Rock?
Yeah. That ether's not in a great spot, for the record.
It is not. That could be the thing that helps Jesse get back towards this race. But he's going to, of course, check Bushok Cave, which is where the Hera Big was. And that really was the only thing that was there, too.
I mean, it's not a bad idea to check these. You might get another TR small and be able to go all the way to Mimic Ledge, or even...
You might be able to get a fire rod that allows you to check the 2 over on the right.
Granted, you and I know that neither of those things are true.
Yes, but of course Jesse doesn't know that.
Of course. As Telethar finishes off Helmassar King for his crystal. And we're on our way to the back now.
And as of now, it feels like we do need Radical Sniper to get on over to the Hera Big Chest. That is where the bow is. And it looks like he's going right in that direction, too.
There's our second TR key in the dark basement of Palace of Darkness. And Our tracker wants to know if Ice Palace is smelling a bit fishy. No, I'm pretty sure it's mostly full of ice, not fish.
The one problem I have is that the smell that Star is smelling is indeed a fish market, but it's not Ice Palace. I don't know what Star is smelling. Was there really nothing else here in this pod?
So far, there was a shield.
Are you telling me that there's nothing in this pod?
When the shield is the most exciting thing in this pod, there's nothing in pod. Oh, there was a TR small in the dark basement.
Are you telling me there's nothing in pod?
There's a sword in Hera basement.
Ooh, okay.
Spicy.
That's a little interesting, and here's some good news for those of you cheering on Jesse. Look where he's going.
I bet you there's our third pendant.
I can't tell. How can you tell that?
Well, you see, there's this little letter P in the top left corner. Okay, now
Yes.
Ice Palace is starting to smell a little fishy. I'm gonna admit.
Go on, Zeke.
There's a little letter P in that top left corner. That means it's definitely a crystal.
I mean, it didn't work for me in week number 1 of Krasky's tournament. It won't work for me here either.
I think I was on comms for that race, too.
Yes, you were.
There's another pod small in Eastern Palace.
Okay, now that back is in logic.
Okay, but what was back there of note?
Absolutely nothing.
A TR small. We keep forgetting about that.
Absolutely nothing. Alright, so Jesse's heading over here to do this combo as well.
I mean, he just got a bow. Can you
Yep.
blame him?
I can't blame him at all. So Telethar after this, I would assume, will flute to 8, and therefore we'll check the Ice Palace, since the Siege seems to really want us there.
And just because I had to double check, yes, we do have the Eastern Big Key, because I think that was in...
Yeah, that
somewhere?
was in... There's our Fire Rod!
Okay, so...
And that was in Skull Woods, by the way, the Eastern Big.
I also think he has Desert Big, so... Again, big shouts to Star, restreaming this and tracking and trying to keep things going at the same time. So, everybody, thank her again.
Wait. Trackers are awesome?
Apparently she has a notes document for us to look at, but I think it's still funnier for us to try and keep track of it. But yes, we'll look at the notes if we need to. Swamp
There's our
Palace
Swamp Small.
Okay, so Eastern Palace with everything. So in exchange for Palad having almost nothing. Eastern's had everything. Our options are a little bit overwhelming now. That basically puts us as needing Thieves Town and Meyer Biggs and a TR Small for Go. And Castle Tower Key. I can't forget that.
Why do we need a castle tower small?
Remember how this game mode is called All Dungeon Keysanity?
But you can't. But it's not a dungeon. It's a tower.
Well, by that logic, we shouldn't need to do Tower of Hera.
Yes, but
or
we
Ganon's
did.
Tower.
Yes, but we are.
Right, we need a Quake Medallion to get into Misery Mire. How did I forget about the medallion?
I mean, technically, we don't need anything that's in this game. Because most of these places are palaces, not dungeons. Are you glad you asked me to do this?
Yes.
Are you glad that Telethar got that 20?
Yes.
Is Jesse glad that he got that fire rod before going into Turtle Rock?
Yes. Wouldn't you be?
Yes. There's a desert small.
So, that's kind of an isolated little trip for Telethar right now. You kind of hope you get Quake before you have to go over there.
Agreed. It'd give him more incentive to get back.
Jesse has more reason to get over there because he still has to go kill Lanmo.
Yes. Thank you. We already have beaten that dungeon. So we already know that Hera was a pendant, but thank you, game. Keep being you.
We know all of our crystal information.
Yes, we do.
Alright, so here's a question for you, Rick.
What's the question?
You have 4 small keys. Which check do you leave behind in Pod? Harmless Hellway or Vanilla Big Key?
Harmless Hellway is the one I check.
Because you're going to be back there picking up the big chest anyways.
Yeah. And thus you make it easier for yourself to get back. If for whatever reason you need to get back to the big key chest. At least that's what's going through my mind right now.
It's been a really nice fight on Cold Stare here from Telethar.
Very nice Cold Stare kill. And there we go, another crystal. 5 dungeons down for Telethar. Jesse is working on dungeon number 3 right now as we speak.
Not what you like to see behind that. I was actually kind of expecting that to say small key to this dungeon.
What key did we get?
Ganon's Tower.
That's all 4 of those.
Well, now we can logically climb the tower and beat Ganon.
Jesse having a little bit of an issue setting up the hammer yump, but finally does get that pulled off as we do see Telethar going into Swamp Palace.
I mean, it's one of your densest locations right now.
Yes, it is. Your answer could very well be here. I guess my bigger question here is, what is our 5-6?
We'll never find out.
And the reason why I'm wondering that is because that is one of the things that would bring Telethar up to Catfish.
Alright, what do we got here in Swamp today? Anything fun? I'm expecting the Quake Medallion.
I was expecting the mushroom to show up because of name reasons.
You really think that this dungeon is such a fun guy?
No, I don't.
And yeah, well, every runner wants to have Tempered Sword to not have to spin and spin and spin and spin. I can vouch, both of these runners can do Master Sword Silverless if they had to.
Yeah, at this level of competition, the question is how fast do you do Master Sword Silverless versus can you? Can you pull off the Samaria tricks?
And yeah, Star's right. Does Telethar want to? Does anyone want to do Master Sword Silverless? Rick, do you want to do Master Sword Silverless?
I didn't have to do it earlier today. Why start now?
Then let's not want to do it.
Master Sword Ganon is something that you practice. You get yourself ready to go in case it shows up, and then be relieved when you get the sword upgrades.
Rick, what does that word mean? Practice.
That is when you do this weird thing and spend some time going into the game and brushing yourself up on mechanics that you are maybe needing to iron out, get better at, or try to learn. Something I don't do regularly. There's a sword upgrade.
Alright, so there's a good chance that both runners end up on Tempered Sword. And never see the other sword.
Yep.
Because I could see Jesse making that skip, couldn't you?
Just as much as I can see Telethar not getting that Hera basement. It all depends on when Jesse heads to Swamp. Obviously, this many items from Go Mode might be a different story. And so it looks like what right now we're setting ourselves up is that Telethar's giving us the new checks. Jesse's covering his tracks at this point. Really nothing new to talk about on Jesse's side. And he's making the right decisions that you would expect Jesse to make at this point. You just got the ice big. Go through here. You just got the swamp small. That's going to be his next destination after this. There's our quake.
So that'll send Telethar over to Meyer area next.
And then that will send Jesse over to Meyer as well. The big question becomes the ether. And you know what the bad thing about the ether word is?
It's not required to get into Ganon's tower?
That is correct. So
at least not unless there's a big key or two in TR?
Correct. If Telethar gets into GT mode, that may be a really bad thing. Nice save there by Jesse.
Argus did not want to let Telethar get 0. Really good attempt on that 0 cycle, though.
Pretty solid fight still, all things considering. That's why I'm more concerned about what is our 5-6 for Telethar. And he's got to mark down that Swamp is one of his 5-6. And Ice being the other, so he does have the 5-6. Interesting.
If that's accurate, then this is good for Telethar.
Yes, it is.
I never saw him do a map check, did you?
After he did Ice.
After ice, okay, then this is good for Telethar.
Yeah. If he completes the play and goes to catfish.
I mean, if he doesn't do it now...
When will he, is the big question.
I think Telethar knows that, too.
Yeah. Most runners of this... most runners of this level are going to make this kind of play. So Jesse's one big advantage here could be coming to a close.
We have to see where he goes from here.
Yep.
If he gets keys for Mire and Thieves, there is a non-zero chance of ending up going for GT and
Game, you are silly. So here's another play that I was expecting to see here coming up. Oh, nope. We are going to grab that blue mail.
All right, we've found both males on both sides, and between runners, we picked up one of them.
This is the play I was expecting Telethar to make at this point. You've got one key, so you can check both of these checks. If one of these is the second Agate Tower key, that may actually be something bad for Jesse, considering the fact that he's already done the pyramid, but of course, then again, we still have the 5-6 potential here.
What were we laughing about, Rick? That would be both of our items in the Pyramid Fairy being a shield.
And considering the fact that Telethar is not floating away from here, gives us reasons to believe that he's about to go do catfish. Oh, okay, well, he may do catfish, but he also may do graveyard ledge.
I mean, it's also a really good time to do graveyard ledge. He could just jump back across for
Jesse's heading to the desert area and Mire area.
That's less good for Jesse.
Why is that less good?
He will have to make another trip over here with the Quake Medallion out of Swamp Palace.
Oh, right.
This is going to be our first check of what's in
the right side.
Right side desert.
As we've reached the 1 hour mark of this race, we got one more check here, then I'll send things over and give our thanks to our current crew over here. Actually, I'll wait until we get done with the desert here because...
I mean, Star's throwing out all the commands, so...
Right, well, we'll be sure to give proper thank yous here for just a moment. There's a small key. There's the other castle tower.
That's a good to find. And Telethar is going back for catfish.
Yes, he is. So he's going to get this ether. All right, so as we make our way to places these runners have seen, be sure to give both of our runners a follow. We call him Jesse. He is RadicalSniper99 on your left. Over on your right, we've got Telethar. Alongside me, we have the great and awesome Zeke Highwind. Hi, Zeke.
Hello, Mr. Adirondack Rick. Fantastic commentator, fantastic racer, fantastic friend.
Yes, indeed. And also special thanks to Star, who is not only being the person that is responsible for getting this on the air, but also is the person who will be clicking the buttons as well. We do appreciate everything that people are doing here, and thank you very much for watching us here on this Sunday on ZeldaSpeedRuns, the first game of this second round of the All Dungeons Keysanity bracket. That's a mouthful.
It is.
But we were able to get a lot of these checks done, or a lot of this covering each other's tracks done, while I was getting all that out.
Where are we going now, Telethar?
I'm surprised by the flute to 3, but this will be getting Skullwoods done. I would expect it to go straight to... Oh, well, you don't have the big heat admire. That's what's giving him out. Probably doing the dungeons we can beat until the game says, no, you need to do the dungeons that you can't beat.
I'm a little more surprised at... Now, I'm surprised at Jesse making the same play right now. Might be seeing if he can pick up the Swamp Big here as well or something.
That's a possibility, but you know how Swamp Big can be.
Non-existent.
Pretty much. And also could lock its own self. Well, I hope you enjoy simultaneous Mothulus. Do you like simultaneous Mothulus, Zeke?
So long as they're both simultaneously dead.
Well, we're gonna see about that coming up here real soon. And with both runners coming in with a key, they don't need to take care of the Gibdo. Telethar not lifting up that pot. Jesse going to lift up that pot. So Telethar, the first one into Mothula. Here we go. Gets the swing number 1. Look at both of these runners go. Dead Mothula on your right. And
Dead Mothula on the
a couple
left.
seconds later, Dead Mothula on your left. But you can see a side-by-side picture here of who had the faster Mothula, even if it was just by seconds.
It was mostly by spike blocks, honestly. Nobody likes Mothula. And we're off to Misery Mire. And Desert. Probably Desert Keys first, looking for the big key that's not there. But we'll probably be happy to see the... what was over there?
Castle Tower 2.
Okay, yeah. Meanwhile, that bird decides it doesn't want to get hit by sword, only sword beam, so it takes forever to kill, and we want to kill it because, you know how the Quake Medallion causes an earthquake?
Yeah, it doesn't affect things that are in the air.
Really solid Mire 2 from Telethar.
Swamp time for Jesse, and he'll probably just be a little annoyed that he didn't do this first when he finds that Quake. Alright, let's find out the exact reason why the sea gave us 3 Mire Smalls.
Probably that.
TR3? Potentially.
That does bring us down to a pair of big keys from Go Mode, I believe.
Yeah, you're right.
And here in this other 3-key locked check in Misery Mire, is there anything important here?
300 rupees!
Is that what I win?
Correct. You win 300 rupees for having 3 keys when you're in Misery Mire.
Have you ever considered applying to be an announcer on a game show?
Yes.
Well,
But-
it turns out you don't need 3 keys, you can get the 300 anyways.
But I hear Los Angeles is very expensive. Hey, it's one of our big keys.
We are now in Go -1 on this restream. We are missing 1 item for Go mode at 67 minutes in. Watching high-level 80 keys is terrifying, Rick.
Yes, for somebody who's probably Go minus... Oh, yes!
Go -0?
Goodness, Go mode! Except for he's not in Go mode yet.
Yeah, he has to go back to desert. And
That's actually bad news here. If Telethar doesn't check these 2 checks in desert, that's bad news.
that is bad news if he doesn't check those 2 checks in desert. Also, that was a beautiful hover across the gap.
Oh yeah, that was absolutely wonderful. And that's also the letters that you don't want to see when you put off a dungeon, just because you don't have the big key.
But he is absolutely in what we refer to as GT mode right now.
Yes. When you have all the pieces to get yourself into Ganon's tower. And Jesse gets butter.
But what we don't have is that one little key. That said, Telethar knows where the key is not.
Where is that?
On the tablets, like we talked about earlier.
You mean he's not going to do Agate Tower?
He already did Agate Tower looking for his key, remember?
You mean he's not going to finish Agate Tower to get that book?
To answer Schulzer's question in chat, where's second Agate Tower small? It is in Desert Palace, over in the right side.
Desert right, so here's the decision that's going to be pretty critical to this seed in just a moment. Stick around.
If he flutes away, he's in trouble. But
If he flutes away, this flips this race. Here's the mirror, and is he going back in? He's going to flute away!
he's fluting away!
No!
He's probably going, there are 27 checks in Ganon's tower.
Oh boy.
This is a development.
Things just got a little spicy around here, friends. Stick around.
Stay a while and listen. Remember how Telethar was on the right order checks earlier?
He just fell off that boat.
You made a comment on him being on the right order and being able to clear desert on that first trip. Who knew that would hurt him?
Yep. He
This
fell
is going to
off
be a
that
fun
boat.
one now. So, I think this... Wait, Jesse's just missing those 2 keys, I believe, too. Alright, so back at Thieves Town, doing what it usually does in that conveyor room. Namely, getting in the way.
So for those of you just tuning in, the 2 keys that Jesse needs, the Thieves Big and the Mire Big, they're both in. They're both
Jesse's
in
3 keys.
Misery Mire. He also needs a TR3, which is also in there as well. And there's the Swamp Big.
So, and yeah, Jesse knows about the red crystals and is going for his Pyramid Fairy, hoping to find something good. And that depends. Do you like near shields?
They're something.
Do you need to reflect on it a while?
Yes.
But Telethar is absolutely making the decision to go for GT, which is honestly a sound decision. What?
So you can't see it, but we can. Radical Sniper just had a one-finger salute to the two shields in Pyramid Fairy.
Thank you, Jesse.
I believe it was the same kind of reaction that Tiberius had against you in the Cross Keys race last night.
Oh, when checking Sit Kid?
The one-finger salute.
Mm-hmm. Okay. This is a much faster seed than that one. Really nice blind fight going on here from Telethar.
Pretty solid, didn't you? Barely got it back to the light. All for 10 arrows.
I mean, we knew there wasn't much here.
And now Telethar will be able to go to Thieves Town, or not Thieves Town, to Turtle Rock, finish that off, and then go into GT. And that's where the problem exists. Although, Jesse's probably chasing that book.
Maybe, but I mean, he's clearing this now because he can. But
right, he needs to, but he might be thinking that book might be leading to one of those big keys. We know it's not going to be the case, but maybe he's thinking that.
So long as he doesn't go to Turtle Rock first.
You know what it is Pod 6 is probably on the pedestal.
Why would you say that?
And the only reason why I say that is because this seed gave us almost everything we need to beat Pendant Dungeons.
And you know the last key we need is just in Turtle Rock.
Probably. This is a small key to this dungeon.
All that said, hey look, it's a wizard.
What kind of wizard is this?
Installation wizard.
Would he be a white mage or a black mage if this was Final Fantasy?
I'm gonna go with black mage. You see, he's got a lot of fireball spells and a lightning spell.
There's only one true wizard.
The Wonderful Wizard of Oz?
No, Mr. Wizard. I'm dating myself by naming Mr. Wizard here.
I'm too young for that reference, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Hopefully somebody in chat gets that reference. Thank you, Mukau.
We are going for the book.
We are going for a book. We want to read. Hopefully, Jesse gets into Meyer sooner than later.
Hopefully. Hopefully he doesn't go into TR looking for big keys.
Yeah. At this point, Jesse's in a decent position, and he doesn't know it, but it all depends on how long... Oh, here we go.
All right, here we go. He was picking up books so he'd have it when he goes up the mountain, I think.
Probably. Little does he know he's not going to need it. Also, where is our TR4?
Laser Bridge.
Okay. Which one? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Vanilla, of course.
Ah, all the way there at the bottom.
Would you be surprised in the slightest?
Alright, well, we just got the Skull Big key, by the way, for those of you who just saw what happened on the restream. We'll catch it back in just a moment. Had a resync moment, I guess. Or maybe not. But, yeah, there's the Skull Big.
That's every big key.
Yeah, only Telethar needs small keys at this point. Here comes TR3 for Jesse.
I mean, it's more Telethar needs small key, singular.
He does, but you want to see a small key, not a big key at this point. He's not going to see any more big keys, but you get him once. You get what I'm saying.
Hey, let's go to cutscene chest again. And what is Jesse? We don't need to revisit the 300 rupee joke.
Jesse's going to be getting... Inside cutscene chest, Jesse gets... a zonk.
Okay, that tells me roughly how far behind my footage is. Got it. Thank you.
Well, I think we're at a point where we need to catch up anyway. Yeah, we're having a little bit of a refresh sync issue here, so bear with us for just a moment as we get everything all caught up. Here we go. Telethar has finished off with the try next fight and gets himself a small key, but it's not the key he needs. There's our TR. There's our 6 right there. As Jesse smacks his head, he's about to get the big key right there, though. Oh no, that's not the big key he wants. That's the Thieves Down Big.
No,
just around the corner.
It's over on the bridge.
Yes, it is. You can tell he's probably not happy at this very second.
That's just muscle memory hitting you.
Yes, it is.
After you hit a certain point of seed, muscle memory takes over, no matter what you're doing. Telethar did not do right side.
Yeah, he didn't do the fire rod ones.
I'm gonna laugh when there's a small key in here, then. I thought he did these, and I just didn't notice. No, it's just he aggressively went past them.
Yeah, he went past them. He figured if it's on the pathway to Trinex, save yourself some time. There it is.
We knew it was gonna be here, didn't we?
Yeah, you said it.
Granted, I said it was on Laser Bridge. It says just French vanilla in the first floor. For the record, the key is usually in the right side chest, for those who don't know this. Also, Jesse's in go mode.
Yes, he is. As Star gets to light up that button. And there's Spooky for Jesse.
Spooky action.
More Spooky.
This dungeon's very spooky, Rick. I'm not sure we should be showing it to kids. Might be too scary.
They let me on the air. And every small key that Telethar finds is just pain in the bottle at this point.
No, it's not. He has all 4 bottles.
Thank you, Zeke. What are in those 4 bottles?
I'm pretty sure it's mostly bees.
All the bees?
Telethar is not in go mode because he doesn't have a castle tower small key.
Yeah, this
It's
is
in
all
the right side of
dungeons.
the palace.
Yeah, it's all Dungeons Keysanity, so he needs that CT2. As Zeke just pointed out, it is over in the desert right. Telethar left after doing Misery Mire, didn't go back in the desert, and right now it looks like he's in the lead, but this is a lot of time he's giving to Jesse. Jesse, who, by the way, has already done Agate Tower.
Yeah. Yeah, he has to do a GT full clear, because this is why Inverted's better mode. You can just do climb and then clear the base if you're not in go mode. That also means you have to play Inverted. But,
why? Because it's right next to the castle?
yeah, because in Inverted, the tower is right in front of the hole that you're going to drop down, so you can just do that first.
That doesn't seem right.
But also, that's a completely different mode. We're talking standard, not inverted.
And we're also talking Jesse being in go mode, so therefore he can save that key from grabbing it up in the pot and just go this way.
Of course, the dungeon Jesse gets to go mode is still one of the slowest go mode dungeons in the game.
The 2 of them.
I'm trying to think if there's any others that are slow, add up to the slowness of these 2.
No. Well, yeah, no.
Don't you love it when your go mode dungeons are the slow ones?
Yeah, the ones that you pretty much have to go by everything as it is.
James F. Nex is right. Palace of Darkness in a not Keysanity mode, and there's a mushroom.
Yeah, but you're going to get the big key in chest number 1 in the shooter room, and therefore you can just bypass everything anyway.
That's only when you're not in go mode, Rick. If you're in go mode, it's in the dark maze.
Why would you do this to me?
I'm just speaking from personal experience when I play Kazboos.
I know. And it pains me.
Because you know it's true.
Yes, I do. That's why it pains me. It brings up bad, painful feelings in here, filled with regret. Just like that mini Helmasaur felt some regrets when it bumped into Telethar. Now it fell off a pit, and now it's dead. By the way, where are our silvers?
Lava chest.
Thank you. I was thinking that too.
Normally it's a Hera base, but we checked that.
Yeah, that's the where the other sword that Telethar doesn't have yet.
He might get it.
Nice refill of the arrows before you go upstairs. A nice map to this dungeon. Of course.
This dungeon. Thank you, video game. Hey, what's your favorite room in Games Tower?
The room that we never see because it's the room that is to the left of the torches.
Really?
No. I know because you're alluding to this room.
Oh, my favorite's the refill room upstairs on the way to the gauntlet, so...
Okay, I like that room too. But you never see that room that's to the left of the torches.
No, you don't.
You see that room to the north.
Occasionally.
So, for those of you that are just tuning in, Telethar still needs Castle Tower number 2, which is on the right side of Desert. There's our silvers.
Well, Jesse's not getting those. Desert Palace right side, Fear Agent.
In the Popo room. So right now, Telethar's kind of drawing dead on his climb. Really, the only thing that Telethar can have going for him is if he goes right back to Desert right after this tower. That's his out. And even there, it might not be enough.
He has...
He's got probably about 6.5 minutes at this point.
This is a fast 80 key seat.
Yeah. And bear in mind, Jesse already did Agate Towers, so when he's done with GT, it's dropped down to Ganon. That's why it's like only 6.5 minutes here.
Gold sword, silver arrows.
He
Or
won't
gold
have
sword,
silvers.
no silver arrows. He won't have silvers. That's in tile room. Jesse will not get those. I've combined the loadouts in my head for some reason, so...
After grabbing this key here from the Pokey, Jesse's going straight to Trenex, and then he's going straight up the tower. That's it.
Mushroom is at least fast. For the comments in chat.
Yeah, you flew to 2. You flew to 2. I don't see him going back to pod at this point.
Is the God Metal TR a F-Zero Firefield remix? I don't have the audio on. So.
It is Firefield.
Oh, okay. I might have to turn the audio on for a second.
Which is a wonderful track in F-Zero. Oh, guess what? We can do Magic Bad too. We're gonna go all the fetch quests now.
That's honestly a convenient spot for Magic Powder.
It's also annoying because of the implications on what Telethar might do coming out of this.
But that is why it's inconvenient, that refill right there.
Mm-hmm.
He was on a 4.5 hearts, which isn't the most terrifying thing, because Telethar's really good at this game.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed, but Telethar's really good at this game.
Yeah, the fact that he's now in GT at 90 minutes in speaks volumes. Yes, Jesse gets bothered by the anti-fairy. And he shakes his head, he laughs it off. Sometimes you just gotta do that.
Gotta smile and keep on going.
And he's not even gonna try for the zero cycle here. 1, 2, and 3 for Telethar. 1. Can't get it. And the blue ball kept him away from 2. There's 2, and the blue ball again affected that one. It's going to be a 3-rounder, or a 4-rounder.
I got being rude today.
Yeah, the blue ball is just drew Telethar away from the path. All right. We are a GT climb. Pretty much for Telethar. He's got to get to desert ASAP.
Do you happen to remember what the cycle was on AGA 1?
I don't remember.
What pushes Telethar to desert? The fact that he has...
Here we go. There's
two
the
checks
flute.
there?
Fluting to 2. This is the mushroom check.
That one was an obvious first move.
Yeah, this is an obvious first check. And gets the 20 rupees there, so this will be the next flute here. And this is where it becomes interesting. Fluting the 3, this is Magic Bat.
Yeah, I'm just going to say it might be following up on his fetch quest from GT right now.
Mm-hmm. As Jesse is climbing the tower. Chat believing it's Screen Pendant and Pod coming up here next, which is a distinct possibility.
The thing is, he's trying to avoid using his mirror to keep his portal there for easier access to the top, but...
Looting back to 3. Skull big. Skull big chest. And I think at this point it's now becoming Jesse's race to lose. He had to get to desert ASAP.
At the moment, he is following the things he found in GT, which is understandable.
Yep. It's understandable what he's doing at this point. I think we're getting into it's too late now.
Jesse has the lead. It's up to him to keep the lead going.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you go now?
Okay.
Pulling bed.
My goodness, yep.
I mean, he's here, he has old pens, this makes sense.
Yep.
10 arrows?
I forgot this was a possibility. A little bit of love. Nope, compass. Logistically required for Ice Palace. Logistically required for Ice Palace because this is not entrance modes. The maps and compasses are required to claim the prize of the boss.
I hate that logic. Alright, he is now going where he has to.
Yep. But as you can see, now it's too little too late. Jesse's on 5th floor, 5F. Oh, he's checking big chest.
He did leave this.
Yep, big chest here. But yeah, it's too little too late because Telethar, once he gets that AGA Tower key, still needs to climb the tower.
Yeah, because he picked up big key on bridge and hovered.
Yep.
Which one? Looked sick.
There's your map to TR. And here he is into desert. And he's going to be upset with himself, and he knows he's going to be in a rough position when he pulls this castle tower small. And with that, Telethar now is in go mode.
Jesse is in a rough position health-wise for this Ganon. But
he can stand the time to go down and get that fairy. He doesn't know it. But he's going to probably...
Jesse got through that faster than Telethar did on that fight, I think.
I think they were both equal. I think they were both force.
Okay. I miscounted then. My bad. Alright. It's just Jesse. And a pig.
Mm-hmm. And he's going to go straight in. And he may have a blue goo in a bottle. That might be a possibility. Or maybe he might have a bee in a bottle. I know most of these were bees. And this also could be Jesse saying, I did a lot of searching that I didn't need to. I had to go back up the mountain. I'm behind. I've got to play this aggressive.
Yeah. He got to make use of that cane to survive.
But now that he's in this stage, he's in a comfortable position.
Just has to do what any runner has done countless times.
12 spins to win. As he gets told that the arrows are in his tower, he probably goes, of course they are. Waits it out because he knows that torch was going to come undone. Good setup. As long as Jesse stays on this platform, that's the big thing. Because at this point,
he doesn't have the time to fall.
Now, yeah, if he falls now, Telethar regains the lead because of the silvers.
Mm-hmm. I believe it's a 3 blue ball on Aga.
Which would be a 3 cycle.
But that said, this is hit 12 coming up. Nope, that's not. Hit 10? It was hit 11.
There's your 12. Alright, get your GGs in chat. RadicalSniper99 Jesse's going to be taking a 1-0 series lead against Telethar.
In a really well-run race here, too.
Yeah, the fact that this is a sub 100 in all dungeons Keysanity says a lot.
Yeah. I mean, not having clear GT helps.
Yes, for certain, but still, the fact that this is a sub 100.
Just has to finish up these hits on Aga. And Telethar is not that far behind either.
Yeah, which is why if he went to Desert first out of doing the things that he did, first out of GT, he had a chance to win this thing. It's just once he started doing the mushroom check into the powder check, into the Skullwoods big chest check, and we can understand why he did those checks. They
were what he found in GT. So
yeah, we understand why he did those checks.
Rando is going to Rando, right, Rick?
Yep. It's just what he needed was in Desert. He took a little bit longer to get there, and that's where this race wound up going. And that happens. We'll see what winds up happening for these runners in game number 2. It's the classic castle tower needle in a haystack.
We did mention that it was a needle in a haystack earlier, didn't we?
Yep. You mentioned it was an ice rod hunt. One of the 3, and we got it. As Telethar fires the first of the silver arrows, I think he just only got the 1 hit. Nope, he got 2. That's it. Get your GGs in chat for Telethar, finishing in second in this race.
makes you hyped for game 2, doesn't it?
Yeah, it should be a big, fun game 2 coming up here when these two runners get to play. Who knew Castle Tower 2 was going to be the decider in this race?
Let's see if we can get these runners in for an interview, shall we?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
And I believe those were the sounds of our runners joining us in the commentary booth. GG's, Jesse, and Telethar.
GG.
GG.
Oof.
Okay, so my first question. Did both of you enjoy your Pyramid Fairy?
I mean, I know what you guys can see, so you know how I felt about that Pyramid Fairy.
I particularly loved your one finger salute to the Pyramid
Yes.
Fairy.
I don't mind shields, but I don't want them back to back.
I didn't care.
We found it hilarious when Telethar got both shields.
Yeah, Rick and I in chat found the 2 shields in Pyramid Fairy absolutely hilarious. So,
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Not
So-
much to say about this race. I feel like I played fantastic. I just didn't find my go.
It was the good route for the while there until you hit the fork in the road, took the wrong turn, and CT2 was on desert right side. There's not much you can say about that. Just
Yeah.
the way the seed went.
Yeah, I feel like I played really well, so I'm happy with everything.
yeah,
You both-
from the booth perspective, you had an absolutely fantastic route pretty much the entire way.
Yeah, it's just CT is literally anywhere, and I happened to choose not where.
And you had a chance to save it just a little bit there, but obviously you were chasing the plays that you got in GT, and just in the end, it just took you just a couple minutes too late to get back to desert.
Sure, I had a chance to save it, but it would have been a lot closer.
Yeah,
Maybe you guys have a better idea from the booth, but I don't think I spent what was the end up difference being like
2 minutes and
minutes?
26. 2
maybe.
minutes and 16 rather.
Maybe, yeah.
I think if you'd gone to desert directly out of GT, which I don't think would have been... I didn't think was a likely possibility where you got the mushroom and the powder and the skull big.
Yeah, mushroom powder, skull big, and Meyer and Ped. Like, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
that's probably 2 minutes.
Right.
I'd say it would have been super close regardless. It was
Yeah.
still super close. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It was going to be a case of butter sword, no silvers versus tempered sword, silvers.
Well, yeah.
Which sword
For the-
did you not get?
For the
Which
record-
of the out of the way swords? Which of the
How
out of
do
way
I answer
swords? Sorry, a Hera basement or left side swamp. Sorry.
Basement.
Okay.
Yeah, Jesse got the sword in Hera basement because he ended up you got the mitts before going to the mountain Telethar, so
Yeah.
you got the big key before going to Hera.
Yeah. That makes
Jesse went back up later and had the small key on that same trip when he went up to get his bow from the big chest.
Yeah, I was not going to go up out of logic right there without I have 6 checks left in the game that are put me in logic. It could be mitts, very likely is mitts. I'm not going up the mountain to find out that I'm just skip my mitts.
I just at least wanted to do it. It was a tough choice. I was like, if it pays out to make Eastern better, if Hera is green pendant or something, like one of those things, I always feel like it's, it can be worth a shot.
So
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
So my
Yeah.
question to you then turns into, what brought you back to Hera? Was it the small key or just worrying what was in the Hera big chest?
It was the resolution, in a sense. Like, seeing that I could have had Hera big before I did it, and then I'm up there for DDM anyway, and I'm going to Spike Cave, like, I'm passing by. Like, why
Because
not hit this now?
for-
Like, if I don't, this was kind of hedging a bit that early. So
Because for a few minutes there, we were worried that you were not going to get back to that place for a while, and it turned out to have the only bow you were going to have before GT.
yeah, and I was pumped when I saw that bow. I was like, okay, this is, there's a play that I needed. So
I do think you both might enjoy watching this back. There were some back and forth moments in what we thought could be the lead. The bow and Hera big chest giving Telethar a lead. Ether on Catfish being in Jesse's inventory for a while ahead. And then, of course, Telethar finding everything in the deciding moment. It's honestly an exciting race to watch back. Would you agree, Rick?
Yeah, it was definitely a fun one to watch. It was a fun one to call, and you both are fantastic competitors, and you both had great bouts of execution throughout this thing, and it was just a blast to watch. However, if you do want to watch this one back, watch when you both hit Madhula, because you're both there at the same time.
nice. That was the thing. Like, I was paying attention to the 5-6s, and I was like, I just kept waiting, and that's why I did right side desert. It was like, if I had done swamp and then like was into the mire area, desert area, like maybe I skip right side. But given I was trying to hit every crystal not named Swamp Palace, because I was like, one of these other ones has to be the 5-6, right? No, it's just Swamp Palace. Like, it was kind of like, I'm just going to keep full clearing dungeons that I get into.
Yeah, when I exited Swamp Ice with Fire Rod in hand, and I just checked my map at that point and saw Swamp was red, so I did that. And Pyramid Fairy, Pyramid, Graveyard Lodge, Catfish, all in one.
I'm allergic to map checks in this mode, I think.
I mean,
I'm just allergic to map checks.
I mean, I can understand you do have to do all the dungeons anyway, so. And, you never know when you can get such a great prize off the Pyramid Fairy, such as, hey, here's your Fireball Shield. Hey, here's your Mirror Shield.
And a bee in a bottle.
The Pyramid Fairy was like getting slapped in the face, wasn't it?
That was pretty good. I had a bee in a bottle. I was like, let me get rid of this. Oh, another one.
Yeah, thanks, Gabe.
I've got 3 bees in bottles finishing out this game.
I have an empty one because I ditched it again. 2 bees and then a fairy. I don't remember where the fairy came from, but...
I'm wondering if it was on, like, one of the many checks in TR or GT.
Yeah, probably.
I was going to say we had Bugnet for a while, probably, so catching one.
Did not catch a fairy.
Okay.
And by the way, if you were curious, Jesse, the Silver's Tile Room.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which we knew you were not getting.
No.
At all.
Not even half a chance.
No.
But I think that about does it for us. Do you guys have any final thoughts on this race? And do you have any plans for when Game 2 is? I think the crowd would like to know, when is this Game 2?
We hadn't scheduled it yet. We've been busy because we played each other on Wednesday night, Thursday night for NMG League. And then we also have this, and then we're both in Cross Keys tourney. We didn't get assigned each other in Cross Keys. Apparently I need to win more games to face Telethar there.
You 3-1?
No, I'm 1-2, and I'm facing Skipsy tomorrow.
Oh, boy.
Well, no offense then, but I hope to never see you. Maybe in bracket. I'd be happy to see you in bracket.
I would love to make brackets once in that tournament, but has not been my luck yet.
Yeah. It must be nice winning games from Cross Keys.
I'm just now feared that Skipsy's going to win tomorrow, and then I get Jesse in next week in Cross Keys.
I will say I'm not dropping out of the tourney, even if I get knocked out. I just want to play Cross Keys.
I'm here to have fun.
But yeah.
You know who else is here to have fun? Zeke. I had fun with you.
That was fun. Thank you for joining me, Rick.
Absolutely. So be sure to keep an eye out on the schedule for game number 2 between these two. And if game number 1 was enough to give you a reason to watch, I mean, keep an eye on the schedule. They did great execution, great routing, and just CT2 being CT2.
My last thought here is, I imagine both of you enjoyed opening Link's house.
I love it.
Nice mirror to start things off.
Yeah, that was good.
Nice guarantee of a... You almost had a 415 escape there, Telethar.
Yeah, pulling the lever's hard apparently.
Yeah.
But...
I get it, Telethar. That lever is the hardest enemy in the game.
Yeah, it was a good escape for sure.
Alright, let's get on out of here. Special thanks to Star for doing not only the tracking for us here on this stream, but also the restreamer as well. And I don't know if there's anything else I can say about these two runners. Be sure to give them a follow. They're wonderful people in the community. Zeke?
I think Zeke is silent for once, but GG's to both Jesse and Telethar. Good race, you two. And good luck in game 2.
Thank you.
Let's see, thanks to Rick and Zeke for doing the commentary here, as well as to everyone in the chat for watching. Let's see, coming up ahead on the CSR schedule, we are done for the day, yep, in terms of race streams. Our next match on the schedule is going to be tomorrow at noon Eastern. That'll be a Link to the Past Randomizer Cross Keysanity 2023 Social Round 4 between Error and Top Life. We'll also have at 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow the Majora's Mask Randomizer Sierra Tournament Season 4 Qualifier number 3. We also got qualifiers for the Winter Randomizer Season 6 Tournament, matches for the Zelda 2 Randomizer Upstarts Tournament. And we'll be adding more Cross Keys and 80 Keys matches to the schedule for ALttPR coming up for the week as well. If you're interested, please do join the Discord for more updates and to join the volunteer team if you're available and interested in commentating and or tracking. In the meantime, though, that is going to be it here for us. We are going to go over and raid Checkhuman, who is currently playing some ALttPR hybrid major glitches, currently somewhere in TR, so let's wish you luck with that. Keep watching all, and we'll see you next time.